past that time by Sproul, and the circus was on.
What's up, YouTube? It's Terry Knight, YouTube Taz Life. I'm about to be reacting to the greatest Larry Bird revenge story ever told. Yeah, let's get into it. Should be a good video. Prime Larry Bird. I've been reacting to his videos pretty often. Probably my last 3 or 4 videos has been Prime Larry Bird, because his videos have been good. So yeah, let's get into it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go.
And a melee is broken out here.
Whoa.
A melee is broken out. The benches are empty. They have brought police onto the floor. And they're still going at it, and there is blood.
Now, why would a 7'4" Ralph Sampson attack a 6'1" Jerry Sichting? Because Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics were having the best season in NBA history. And in the closeout Game 5 of the 1986 NBA Finals, Ralph Sampson and the Houston Rockets were not going down without a fight. Literally.
Let's go back to the incident in Houston. You know, they were up. It was a closeout game. I said, if you're going to win this thing, in my mind, you're going to win it on your spot. You're not going to win it on home court, because that's just my mentality going in. So the first quarter, I had like 15 points, 8 rebounds, and I was, rolling a little bit.
Little strong move by Ralph Sampson. Puts it in front of Parrish and angles into the hoop.
And I see the pick down, and Danny Ainge come out, running around the pick. He hit me in the nuts.
Houston cuts it to 2. Boston moves ahead, and now Danny Ainge called for a block as he tried to get through Sampson.
How you do that?
Get to Reed. Danny Ainge says, when somebody's going to pick me off, I'm running into them hard. Maybe the next time they won't be standing there.
I see the pick down, come back around. Jerry Sichting did the same thing. And God bless his soul, DJ, favorite guy, with the player. I mean, they went around. They were just some, guys that would do that to irritate, because I was, then I had Bill Walton guard me. I was like, come on, Bill, you can't guard me. Just sit your ass down.
Sampson over Walton. Not much big redhead could do with that. Sampson in a double finds a way out.
Okay, Sampson looks nasty. Oh my gosh. Sampson looks like a monster. Is that a guy I should react to? I think so, but just let me know in the comments. Sampson, that dunk was crazy. He punched it on him. Like, punched it on him.
And slams it through for his 12th point of the ball game.
So that kept happening, and I was so hyped up.
Okay, bro.
And it happened down the court, and then one time it happened, I just got frustrated, and then we went to blows.
Ooh.
Sichting and Sampson, and now Dennis Johnson.
If someone punches you in the nuts, like, come on now. Come on now. You're kind of provoking the man, like, at this point. How many times do you have to get hit in the nuts for a man to react? That's crazy. I don't agree with that at all. Like, I know you're trying to get into the people's head. You're just trying to, like, throw them off. You're trying to get them upset. You're trying to get them to do that so they can get kicked out of the game, and get technicals, to get techs so they can get kicked out of the game. So I get that, but it's like, that's playing dirty. And it's like, you're gonna hit a man in the nuts. Like, come on, that's a little extreme. You have to do all of that. Like, your team is good enough. I mean, that. Give me your guys' take. Was that just the norm back then? Just doing everything and anything to get under the other team's skin. Was that a thing? Was that normal back then? Let me know. So that's crazy to me. That's some Draymond stuff, and Draymond is not normal. I repeat, Draymond is not normal. That guy, something's wrong with him. He's very good when it comes to, like, team basketball and winning championships and being that guy. Like, he's like the ultimate role player. Like, he's like an all-time role player. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's an all-star. He's a role player that ended up being an all-star because he was that good of a role player. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did the things that other people didn't want to do, the dirty work, but he did it the best. Assists, rebounding, all of that, and then being a pest. But, like, he's so intense that he would do things like that to get under the other team's skin. Like, he kicked LeBron in the balls. Like, what are we doing? that type of thing. But I don't agree with that type of basketball. But if that's what the norm was back then, okay. But let me know. Did you guys know about this when you guys were watching the Celtics back in the day, that Danny Ainge and DJ were kicking man in the nuts, like kicking man's in the nuts? Like, rest in peace, DJ. But like, did you guys know that? I wasn't aware. It's my first time hearing about this.
A melee is broken out here. A melee is broken out. The benches have emptied, and they have brought.
I'm not gonna lie, DJ has hands. He has hands. He gave him a mean. What was that? A right? That was a right hook. Oh my gosh! Wow, it got to that point.
Police onto the floor.
I'm not gonna lie. I know you guys were entertained back then. I know it. Even though like we don't want this to happen, but if you see it, you're still gonna be like, "Oh my gosh!" Watching the TV, going crazy, seeing DJ throwing a right hook.
At the bottom of the pile.
I mean, you have Hakeem. Oh, you don't want to get caught with Hakeem's spot.
It all started with Sampson and Jerry Seasting, and they're still going at it, and there's blood. A small cut around the left eye of Dennis Johnson.
Ralph, what happened?
I took a pick down on 16 early in the game, and talking about getting somebody back. I came down, Walton grabbed me, and 16 hit me, and I swung and hit him, and everybody collapsed on everybody else. So I got to say about this bullshit call. We should win the game, and it's the way they want to play. We can play like it all night.
Well, Ralph Sampson was right, because the Rockets did end up winning Game 5, but only to set the stage for Larry Bird's greatest revenge.
You can't be doing that. I mean, I thought it was distasteful for both sides. I think that you just got to play the game. It was a game that we wanted to win. We wanted to get the series over with, because anything can happen if you stay out there long enough. You get guys injured. We were better than that. We should have, I don't know about sweeping them, but we should never have lost Game 5.
We had got pushed around in Game 5. And then we had practice the next day on Saturday. Everybody was really quiet.
We need rebounds. We're going to get rebounds. We need this. We're going to get that. We're going to be fine. Larry Bird assured the world, we're going to be fine.
Because Game 6 was at the Boston Garden, the most ruthless stadium in all of sports. And Larry Bird said, Sampson and the rest of the Rockets better put on their hard hats, because our fans can get nasty too. There will be a lot of contact in Boston.
And I was in Boston.
Honestly,
when you're facing the Celtics with the whole Jerry Seasting thing with the
things like this, like I know it's not good that it's happening, or it's not good that it happened, but Larry Bird is one of those players that needs that push, or he doesn't need it, but if he does get that push, there's nothing much you could do. You're not beating him, because it's like he kind of needs, when he feeds off of motivation. He's one of those players. That's like Kobe. That's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had to make up stuff in his head to go at you. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to try to kill you on the court, to try to get mad at you so he can dominate you and embarrass you. You know what I'm saying? He had to make up things he would have to put in his mind that you did, so he could drop 50 on you and win the game and dominate you. That's something that Larry Bird, that's how he operates. He feeds off of motivation. And, oh, okay, you think you're better than me? Oh, okay. Reggie Miller, you're picked ahead of me, even though we weren't in the same draft. You know what I'm saying? He puts it up in his head so he can go out there and motivate himself. And he has a vendetta just to go at you. So if they gave him a reason, if Larry Bird went off in the next game after that, they gave him a reason to do that. And yeah, they shouldn't have swung at the Boston players, even though the Boston players provoked the Rockets players. Because if they were actually kicking them in the nuts, then I mean that's warranted. You kick someone in the nuts multiple times, you don't expect hands after that. You don't expect to get a swing and you have to duck. You're not expecting that. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't know about it. I didn't know about this story. It's the first time hearing this, so it's always good hearing stories for the first time, especially for Larry Bird, because I've watched so many Larry Bird videos. So this is entertaining, to be honest, just to listen to it and just know the history of this. Yeah,
fight. And I mean that crowd was the Garden was pretty tough on you, Ralph.
It was tough because the hallways that don't come to Boston, we're gonna kill you, we're gonna do this, whatever.
You got death threats?
You got a few threats, but we played
Hey.
anyway, so it was all right.
I was at that game. I was in the tunnel.
Not good.
I think everybody was
Not
there
good at all.
like 45 minutes before that game.
Yeah,
People were
yeah.
just ready.
Yeah.
And when Samson walked out, he walked by us. You could just see he was done.
Yeah.
He was petrified. And
Yeah,
he
they
should
were.
have been. He was like,
Well,
really seemed like he was getting killed.
He's picking on Jerry Sixteen. Come
Right.
And so we get into the game, and Larry's out doing his pregame warm-up, and we're all in the locker room stretching and working it out.
We were in the locker room, and you could hear fans out there, but in '86 at Game 6, that locker room sounded like it was in the locker room.
And the crowd is absolutely going berserk about an hour before the game.
And then Larry comes into the locker room, and he looks at us all, gathered all our attention. He says, guys, I was just out there in the crowd. It's an hour and a half before game time, and the crowd is already in, and they're ready. And right now, they want the blood of the Houston Rockets.
Wow.
I'm telling you, them fans want blood out there. And they don't care whose it is. We lose, it's our blood.
And if we don't
Oh my gosh. Going against that. Okay, on both sides, for Boston, it's pressure. For Rockets, it's pressure. You know what I'm saying? Both sides. Because it's like if Boston loses, it's a problem. You know how Boston people are. They're grimy. They're gonna tell you about it. Almost like New York or LA. They're gonna tell you about it if you don't do or meet their expectations. Also, the Rockets, how noisy that building is gonna be is probably gonna do something to the Rockets because it's like they're gonna cheer on their team like crazy, and the fact that they're like all pumped up from the game before, you could see on Ralph Sampson's face. He was shook. He was shook. So it's like on both sides there's pressure, but I think there's way more pressure on the Rockets because what the Rockets did the game before, and then having to go into that building with the crowd that's that aggressive. That environment must have been crazy. Even to watch that, to be there too. If anybody was at that game, let me know. And let me know your experience. Give me some like a detailed summary or whatever, a quick 1 or 2 sentences or whatever. Summarize whatever you went through that day if you were at that game. If there's anybody that was at that game that's watching this video right now, let me know. Because I know that atmosphere must have been crazy. Insane.
Liver today, they're gonna want our blood. Now let's get going. Who's coming with me?
I don't think anybody could have beat us that.
I was playing so
my gosh.
that Larry Bird would go to Casey Jones during the dead ball situation and says, Casey, you can either take Walton out or you're going to take me out. It's your choice.
That's true.
And Casey Jones always
taken out.
made the right decision.
But have you ever been listening to your favorite YouTube channel that you wanted to support by listening to an entire ad and all of a sudden your earbuds just fall out? Or you tried to lay down with your earbuds in and they just became super uncomfortable? Well, these everyday earbuds by Raycon are the most comfortable ones I've ever tried on. No more earaches, no more earbuds falling out. And with
An elderly woman who was there was this one
by Raycon.
And there was this one elderly woman who was maybe 5 feet tall and maybe weighed 80 pounds. And she had a front row courtside seat. And she brought a sign that was bigger than she was. And she said, "Hey, Ralph." And she's referring to the big fight with Jerry Seasting, who was a little tiny guy himself. And she goes, "Hey, Ralph, I'm 5 feet tall."
All of a sudden, there was all this hate letters and calls and whatever it may be. So we get in the game, and you know how the Garden was. It just hyped up, and you're ready to play. There was a mannequin or stuffed animal or stuffed human figure, right, with socks and jerseys and 50, and they had an afro wig on it, whatever, and then they had number 50 on it, had Samson back, and they had a noose.
If you don't understand the rules of power, you will certainly lose to someone who does. I'm going to teach you how to be more powerful, because power leads to success. Some of the things we're going to talk about having you do are going to make you feel uncomfortable.
Okay, that's a little too intense. That's wait, who's that supposed to be? That's supposed to be Samson?
Fifty on it had Samson back, and they had a noose wig on it, whatever, and then they had number 50, and they had an Afro wig on it, and jerseys, and 50, and they had an Afro wig on it, whatever, and then they had number 50 on it, had Samson back, and they had a noose hanging up over the rail of the Boston Garden. Like they were gonna hang me when I got there. But you know, it was something you look at.
Yeah, that's very racist. That's very racist. Very racist. That threw me off. That threw me all the way off. That threw me all the way off. There's no way they did that. That's crazy. That's a little too intense. Like, honestly, wow, I'm speechless. Yeah, you guys saw my reaction from that, like, right away. That's my natural reaction. That is very racist. I don't agree with that at all, of course. Wow. How far could you go? Like, how far could you go? Oof. Oof. Okay, that threw me off all the way off. I'm not gonna lie. That threw me off. That threw me off. The fact that he's even telling this story, and they could even like, okay, yeah, Cedric Maxwell's face changed. That he's not. No one's laughing. Straight face. That's psychotic. That's racist. That's sad. All of that, all in one. That took a turn. Okay, let's get back into the video. Yeah, I'm sick to my stomach, but yeah. Okay, all right.
And now you look at it again and see the magnitude of it. It's kind of crazy, right? That you have to go in an arena and play, and they allow that to happen in the arena. I don't think they would do that today, or somebody did it today.
Heck no. You don't think? You don't think? Heck no. He's getting kicked out quick. What? That's a threat at that point. It's a threat. Man's going to jail. What are we doing? You basically said you're going to hang the man. They would take that as a threat, and you're going to jail for questioning.
Probably security would take them out, but you know, it's nature of the beast in Boston. You understand their passion though for their team, but then you do something against their team, then some people may do that.
And that's one thing about fans. I mean, Boston fans, I've never seen the opposing fans get on anyone like I seen them get on Ralph Sampson. They might as well just took him home, because I think he ended up with 2 points and 2 rebounds. And I think the game before they had like 24 and 22.
Yeah.
I mean, they took him completely out of the game. I mean, I know people used to go down after work, get something to eat, and go to the game.
When you see yourself in the crowd with a noose on your neck, I think you're gonna be pretty shook. I'm not gonna lie. He probably should have used that as like ammunition to push, but even then, it's like, yo, that's inhumane. That's deeper than basketball at that point. That's crazy. Like, whoever did that is racist. I don't care what anybody says. They're racist. And if they were just doing that based off of, oh, okay, I'm gonna hang you because you punched one of our players, I can't see any other way. That was racist. That was very racist. That's crazy.
Not once a week. Every time we played, for every game I was there. So you felt indebted to him to at least go out there and try to do something special that night and win a basketball game.
Rodney McRae would have.
I wonder if Larry knows about that story. I wonder if Larry knows about the doll of him Samson getting hung, or they're like acting like it's Samson getting hung by a noose. Yeah, I don't know. If you have any footage or if Larry Bird has talked about it, let me know in the comments. But yeah, if Larry knew about that, maybe. Yeah, I think Larry just wouldn't want to speak on that, because that's insane to even talk about. Like, you want to just keep it like, okay, this is just basketball. Let's not even focus on that fan. That fan doesn't represent Boston Celtics fans. At least I hope so.
to guard him. And we would try to beat Larry to the gym. When we go to Boston, played in the Garden, you go up to the service elevator, it had rats and roaches and all the kind of stuff. You go up and you go in the locker room, it's hot. They did all the tricks. But Larry would always come to the game, a couple hours early to get his shots up. So we'd try to beat him. Roddy and Robert Reed would try to get to the gym and beat him. They never could. Because he was in the gym a couple hours before the game started.
Wow.
And working on his game, working his shots, getting his mindset right. So I think mentally tough. And, he wasn't a great athlete, but I think he was mentally tough to know what his skill set, what he could do, what he couldn't do, and he used it to the best of his ability, became, a Hall of Famer and one of the best players to ever play the game.
Being in the arena for that game and the way he played and how he was just everywhere on the court, like a free safety, just a freaking maniac for 3.5 quarters. And you look at the numbers and it's like 29, 10, and 12, something like that. But it wasn't like he didn't shoot lights out. His PER wasn't the best of any Bird performance, but I've never seen anybody have an imprint on that game scoring less than 30 points.
You dribble out to the 3-point line, and then
Bro, he's talking about scoring 20. You said you've never seen somebody have an impact like that in a game, scoring less than 30 points. Bro, he had a 29-point triple-double. What are we talking about? Do you know how hard that is? You have more than an imprint on the game than someone just dropping 30 and having no other stats. You know what I'm saying? 29, 11, and 12 is way better than just a regular 30-point game. Way better. You have way more of an impact on the game other than just scoring the ball. The game is more than scoring the ball. It's giving your team more possessions, rebounds. It's facilitating and giving your teammates opportunity to score, assists, and then it's scoring 29 points. You did all three of that. That's basically everything you need on the offensive side. Rebounding, obtaining more rebounds to get more possessions, and then assisting your teammates to score. So whatever buckets your teammates have from your 12 assists is from you on top of the 29 points. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he even said that, the impact, of course, is going to be better than any other 30-point game from somebody else if they didn't have a triple-double. What are we talking about? I thought that was a weird statement. I've heard that guy talk before. It's okay, yeah, he had a better impact than anybody else dropping 30 points. He had a 29-point triple-double. It was basically a 30-point triple-double. He just needed a free throw. What?
without even looking, he would just throw it back up there and then run down the court with his arms in the air and his finger pointed up and say, "We're number one." And the Celtic crowd was just saying, "Here we go, Celtics. Here we go." It was absolutely fantastic. Larry Bird, the greatest player I ever played with by far.
The Celtics dominated that game, and Larry Bird was rightfully crowned Finals MVP. Larry Bird said, "That was the only game that I thought I was totally prepared for. As far as the focus was concerned, none better. Never. I should have quit right there." Olajuwon called Larry Bird the best all-around player that I've ever seen.
We won the championship. We played unbelievable. The team was so in sync, but it's how we won. It's the ball movement. It's, you know, you go back and look at that. There were 7 passes. The ball didn't touch the ground. I went like, wow. I just don't know how I can get better than this.
You know, everybody's always asking my best game, but
I need to watch that game. That sounds like a fun game to watch. I just don't want to see that dummy getting hung. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't want to see that on the film. But as long as it's not that, and I can just watch the game and just watch basketball, and it's just all about basketball, then I could just watch it and see how the Boston Celtics operated, and how Larry Bird got that 29-point triple-double. And then because it seemed like it was a good series. Sampson seemed like he's a really good player, but yeah, he was thrown off the last game, and then Celtics dominated them. So, and they played great team basketball. So I just want to see that. So maybe one day I'll watch a full game. But the only thing is like the copyrights. Oh my gosh. Ooh, NBA be on my ass. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even watch full length NBA games without getting copyrighted, like blocked. Like not even just copyrighted, blocked. So like if it's certain territories that are not allowed to even see my reaction, and you're there, you won't see my video. So yeah. So getting around that's kind of tough, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try one day. I'm gonna try it again. Yeah. Let's get back
Like
to the
that
video.
night in and night out. Yes.
Did you ever talk to Jerry Seasting about that?
It's funny. I was coaching in Phoenix a couple years ago, and we never really talked about that incident. But I was a play development coach, and Seasting was one of the new coaches coming in. So they said, y'all got any animosity between each other? I said, that's 30 years ago, so whatever. I said, but if he throws another elbow, I will take him out. I will take him out. So.
All right, so that was an interesting video. Honestly, I've never watched that game before. Oh, wait, no. If it's the same game we're talking about, maybe it was. Yeah. Maybe I'm tripping because I did react to Houston Rockets playing against the Celtics in the finals. So I probably did react to the highlights, but didn't know the backstory. I didn't really know about Sampson like that. I've heard of his name. I've seen him in a couple of clips. So I know the name. I know he was a good player, but I just didn't know he was in the game playing against Larry Bird in the finals. I didn't really know their players. I know Olajuwon. And then Sampson is just someone I've heard. And then I know Mitch Wiggins on the team because I know the whole family with Andrew Wiggins and them. So yeah. That's why I think I did react to the highlights. But yeah, I definitely did not know that backstory. Wow. Crazy. Yeah. That dummy thing, that news thing kind of like threw me off. But yeah, that was a good video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want me to react to more videos like this. And let me know if you want me to react to full length NBA games. I have to get around that. I have to figure it out. If there's like people that react to full length NBA games and don't get copyrighted, what they do to not get copyrighted or get blocked. So yeah, if I figure that out, then that could be on the way. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna say a prayer. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Whoever's watching this video, bless them from the crown of their heads to the soles of their feet. To be of God in any way, and allow them to not fall into the ways of this world, and to not give into their flesh, and allow them to deny themselves in certain situations where they feel like they have to give into their old ways. Allow them to be born again and renewed in their mind and their body and their soul, to be better people and to be like Christ. So in the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. So stay blessed, stay lit, and I'm out.